go like this. Zach's actually reading from this book right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading from. Oh my gosh. All right, it's already starting. There we go. There we go. All right, we are super de-duper-de live. I have a commentator on the right side. I'm excited about that. And let's see, let's get that nice and done there. Okay, this lighting is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I wonder if we could have these lights get turned off. Anyway, guys, great to see you. This is Zach, as you know. I have people walking in front of me and behind me, so I'm going to do my very best to not... Wow, now it's bright. It's like a halo. I'm going to do my very best to not get super distracted as we talk about this today, but today... Thank you. It's great, man. Steve Swartz! Yay! You want to jump in? You want to say hello?
What's happening, everybody?
This is Steve. Steve Swartz is, this is our sponsor in our network marketing company. He's a G, I know, I didn't even know that.
Well, now you do.
Now I do, sweet.
Start doing something, let's go.
Yeah, he's awesome. So Steve's a really good dude. We're hanging out with him right now. I'm gonna probably eat some steaks and salmon later. He has threatened if I talk too loud and too long to, what did you threaten me with? To start your car, turn in reverse, and blow the exhaust through that door right there, which is the garage.
M5.
Yeah, it's an M5, so it's really loud. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I can get him to do that before the end of this call, and we can all listen to the M5 beautiful exhaust notes. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about building a... Whoa, my hoodie's all messed up. Building a duplicatable process, because it's something that has been really close to our hearts, obviously for a long time, but we're actually building some of this out again right now, and so I want to share this with you, and so that you could go ahead and do this for yourself. So we're talking about how to build a duplicatable process for your team, no matter where you're at right now, and we'll go from there. So first and foremost, the holy grail of this type of network marketing or any business is when you can acquire new customers, or in this case, customers or representatives, and when you can acquire new customers or representatives at scale and at a profit. Okay, that's the holy grail. If you can't do that, you're screwed. Completely screwed. So if you don't have a way to go into the cold market and pull in new representatives, pull in new customers at scale consistently and predictably, you have a problem. Okay, you have a really big problem. You have to fix that. So that's exactly what we do here at MLM Rebels, is help you develop solutions to grow in the cold market without bothering your friends and family 25 times. You can call them once or twice. That's totally cool, right? You can follow up with them when you're supposed to, but what happens when that list runs out? When the list runs out, you need a solution, and if your solution is calling them again, that's bad. If your solution is buying leads, that's bad. If your solution is going to Target and Walmart and contacting, that's bad. If your solution is going back through the yearbook again, that's really bad. So that's what we talk about here at MLM Rebels, and if you want to learn how to make that type of a system for yourself, go to MLMRebelsBlueprint.com. It's just like down below, and you can learn how to do that. But today we're talking about building a duplicatable system so that when you get these people in, they know what to do, right? That's what today is about. So there's 4 parts to this, okay? And the first part, well, yeah, there's 4 parts to this. When you can identify these 4 parts and make them good, you're going to have yourself a nice little system that people actually know what to do when they get in. So let me just cover one blanket statement. This is kind of close to my heart right now. Blanket statement is this. Most likely, your system of duplication has to be given to you by an upline, by someone that's built the business, or you got to build it yourself. Corporations, their systems generally suck. Like with a big fat S. Corporate people have no idea how to do marketing, and they have no idea how to do network marketing in the vast majority of cases. I don't even care where they're at in the marketing department, in most cases. Not all of them, don't shoot me, don't take me to the stake, but most of them, if you have a system of some kind from your network marketing company, most likely the videos are bad, and most likely the processes themselves are bad. So that's why you need to make your own or get a system from someone who's actually built the business. All right? Can we all agree on that? So let's talk about if you had to build your own. If you can use your uplines or someone in your team, you can take theirs, make sure it has these components. My nose is so itchy right now. If you need to build your own, make sure it has these 4 components. So the first one is the actual process. I need like a nose scratcher, like one of those back scratcher things, but like for my nose. First thing you need is an actual process, okay? The process is what someone does when they are getting the information exposed to them. The second thing you need is a tool. Okay, so the tool is the actual mechanism that exposes the information. The next thing you need to do is have a training system. The last thing you need to do is have the path that someone walks down when they're watching the actual presentation. So let's start backwards and start with the path. Okay, so the business path is number one. Here's what I mean. So let's say you are in a, well, you're obviously in a network marketing company, and you probably have a compensation plan, right? You're getting paid. And my guess is the compensation plan probably has multiple facets to it. So let's just pretend that you're in a binary plan. Okay, that means you have two legs that you can build. If you're in a binary plan, that's great. Maybe you're in a unilevel, whatever. If you say, oh, I'm an unlimited depth thing, you're in a unilevel, by the way, but it's just an unlimited unilevel. Or maybe you're in a multi-line plan like ours, but you have whatever. So whatever the plan type that you're in, there's probably multiple ways to build it. The business path that I'm talking about right now identifies the most simple way to tell your prospect about your compensation plan without bogging them down in all the other ways that you can get paid. So for instance, let's say that you're in a binary, okay? You're in a binary type of plan, let's just pretend that. And you know in your binary that if you have 1,000 people, right? You have 1,000 people in this leg and 1,000 people in this leg, you know that you'll probably make a lot of money, but you're also going to hit this sweet car bonus, and you're also going to hit this matching bonus, and you're also going to hit this bonus, and you're also going to hit this bonus. So when it's all said and done, you're going to make yourself a six-figure income, right? Congratulations, sweet. So we all know that, but when I actually look at it, I'm like, okay, so I have to get 1,000 people in that leg, and that's called the power line. I have to get 1,000 people in this leg, and that's called the pay line. And then I get paid 2% on this, and then 4% on that, and then there's dynamic compression, and I get 15% on that, and then I get personal volume, customer volume, team volume, this bonus, that bonus, this bonus. When you do all this wizardry, you make 100 grand. Are you excited? You want to join my business? Yay! Like, no, I don't want to join your business. I'm confused out of my mind right now, right? That sounds horrible. So you need to shorten it down a little bit and make sure the path is easy to follow. So for instance, let's say you're in a binary, right? And you want to expose someone, hey, this is how you're going to make your first $1,000. You're going to show them the most simple and perfect scenario to make $1,000. Then 50 grand and then maybe 100 grand. You're going to show them some basic scenarios on how to hit some benchmarks that the majority of your prospects are going to have. That's why I use 50 or 1,000, 50,000 and 100,000, maybe even a couple 100,000 depending on who your prospects are. So I said perfect scenario. Now, we all know that no one, okay, is going to have the perfect scenario happen to them in their network marketing company. This is so ridiculous. I'm on my nose. It's so itchy. It's not going to happen perfectly. So, like, if you need to, add in 100 people to your team, and you basically say, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, that's 100. Like, we all know that's not going to happen that way. You're going to have like 3, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 90, right? You're going to have some winners, some losers, some quitters. But when you're showing the plan, you're not going to get into all that stuff. Why? Because people know that. You just say one little line, hey, this is a perfect scenario. This is not real world. It's probably not the way it's actually going to work out. But to expose the plan to you, I'm going to show you a perfect world scenario. People are like, okay, I get that. I'm okay with that. I don't need to give you don't need to give them 500 different ways out. Just show them the perfect scenario to make $1,000, 50 grand, and 100 grand and do it in the shortest amount of time possible. Hey, you add 2 people. They add 2, they add 2, they add 2, they add 2. By month 6, you'll have 85 people in a team. You should be making 3 grand a month, or whatever the number is, right? Hey, if you add 4 people in a team, in a matter of, if they add 4, and they add 4, and they add 4, and they add 4, in 4 months, you'll be annually making about $50,000 a year. Some people take longer, some people take that much time, but whatever the case is, when you hit these numbers, this is the amount of money that you'll make. The next thing you want to make sure you shorten up is when there's multiple packs. So for instance, like if you enrolled in our company, we have 4 packs you can choose from, or 4 levels that you can choose from, and about 1 billion different products and packs that you can enroll with. So you can enroll at the basic level for as cheap as a few $100s. You can enroll at the top level for 2 grand. But here's the thing: we know that more than 60% of people enroll at a certain level, right? They enroll here, which is, I think it's like $700 or $800. We know that more than 60% of people enroll there. So when we're showing our presentation, we're speaking to them. We're saying, hey, it costs $800 to enroll. This is what you get when you enroll. And if you're one of those people like me, or like this person, if you're one of those people like Joanne, who is super ambitious and who wants to get started off really strong on the right foot, go ahead and fill out this application or talk to this person. They can show you what it looks like to get started even stronger than that. And you can tell them about the $2,000 pack then. And then you can also say, or if you're one of those people that maybe you were like me when I got started, you had a little bit tight on finances, you can click this application here, and you can look at the possibility of starting at a lower package. And then that's how you talk to people about the little $200 pack, right? But the majority is the one pack, like the $800 one. You're not telling them about the 500 different packs they can get. You're not telling them that all the 45 different bonuses in the comp plan. No one cares. They're gonna forget them anyway. I promise you that no one remembers that stuff. I mean, maybe a couple like nerds, but for the most part, most people don't remember that stuff anyway. They forgot what you said when they left. And they definitely don't remember it in 3 weeks from now because they're going to be asking you questions about the comp plan. Let me ask you this. When you sponsored someone, did they remember everything about what you told them the first time you ever met? Probably not, right? In fact, I bet that they're asking you questions weeks and months later that you talked about the very first meeting you ever had, but they have no idea you ever said those things. But they would never get in the business if your presentation is not simple. So when I talk about that business path, identify what the simplest business path is to make $1,000, 50 grand, and 100 grand, maybe a couple hundred as well, and just show them that. That's number one, figure out your business path. Number two is, why don't we go through the actual process? So the process is going to be whatever the process is to show people your information. For instance, when I first got started in network marketing, my process was call people on the phone. So phone was number one. I would show them a 5-minute video. That was called a pre-qualifying video number 2, PQV. Show them that video. If they liked the video, I'd send them to a hotel meeting where I would be, most likely. That was number 3. That was where I actually showed, that's where the presentation got shown by someone else up there or by me, myself, or whatever. That's the presentation. So it was phone, PQV, hotel meeting. If they couldn't make that work schedule-wise, it was phone, PQV, like Starbucks meeting or whatever. And worst case scenario was like phone, PQV, like Skype or something. Okay, that was our process. It was stupid, but that was our process, right? That was what we used, and it was simple. Figure out your process. That's all I'm getting at. So, for instance, there was a gentleman just the other day. He had just built his first process, right? It was survey to like PQV, like a pre-qualifying video, to like a business presentation, right? So his process was survey, PQV, pre-qualifying video. That's just like our process. We have PQV, presentation, and in the front of it, we have different capture pages and actually a survey too. So survey, pre-qualifying video, presentation. That's the process people flow through. So if you're a friend of mine, when I'm getting in and I'm using my cold market, I'm going to say, hey, you want to make some extra money? Yes or no, blah, 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 blah. Have my phone call, and then send them either the survey or send them the capture page or the free report or whatever it is that's in the front of my funnel, the front of my process. They fill out the survey, fill out the questionnaire, whatever. Then they go to the PQV and the presentation, they fill out the application, and sign up. That's the process. So figure out your actual process, right? The process could also be likened to what I talked about earlier at the beginning of this call with the cold market stuff. You need a process for warm market and for cold market. If you try to use a warm market process for cold market, you're going to fail miserably with it. It's not going to work, right? You can probably use components of it. You could probably use certain pieces of it, but I promise you, if you take a warm market funnel and you try to drive cold traffic to it, it's going to fall on its face. So don't do that. So develop a cold market system separate and away from a warm market system. When you can combine them both, you're going to have a holy grail. Figure out your process. Number 3 is your tools. That is simply the actual thingies inside of your process. So if your process is, like I said, the hotel meeting one, right? Figure out the hotel meeting. Okay, book the room, go there every week, that kind of a thing. If it is a PQV video, right, the pre-qualifying video, the short video, get the video made. What is the video? Or go find one, right? If it's the survey PQV presentation thing, figure out the survey, build the video, build the presentation. That's all I'm saying. So all you just need is those different tools in place. That's it. So what are the tools? Last one is the training. How are you going to train your team? And again, this is super easy. This all flows together. You're going to train them on calling people, booking them on the video, booking them to the hotel meeting, calling them, sending them the survey, which goes to the video, goes to the business presentation, right? Call them, send them this report, They go to this video, they see this presentation, they go to an application, you call them. You're just training them on the process, utilizing the tools, and inside of the presentation is the business path that we just laid out. You make this, because really the tools, they're not even a part of the process really. Like once you get the tools done, you don't have to think about them ever again. Once you get the business path created, you never have to think about that again. All you're thinking about is the actual process people are following and the training. So literally, and honestly, once you figure out the process, you're kind of done with that too. So all you have to do is just make sure that you keep training people and making it simpler and simpler. Remember, a leader doesn't make things more complicated, they simplify things. A good communicator doesn't make you think how smart you are. See, if you get off this call and you think that Zach's a genius, that's cool, but that's not my goal. And in fact, I'd be doing you a disservice if you came to this call and you're like, oh my gosh, Zach is so smart. The real service I can give you is you having the realization that, oh wow, I can make that. I can build that process, or I can use that. If I can make you believe that you can do it, then I'm doing my job right. If I'm taking what seems complex and simplifying it for you, then I'm not doing my job right. Now translate that into you being an upline. If your downline comes to you and they think you're the genius all the time, you're going to have a problem eventually, because you're not being a leader, you are being a leader. You're being a leader of followers, though. If you want to be a leader of leaders, you have to empower people to be able to lead themselves. So hopefully you're walking away from this not feeling like that you have more crap on your shoulders, but that you're probably walking away thinking like, oh wow, I have to do some stuff. I got to build some things, right? That's fine. But you should be hopefully knowing what you're going to be building. Cool? There's some lady coming up to our door. Sweet. We got mail, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, I think that's it for today. So if you guys have any, opening the door right there. And if you guys have any questions or anything, drop them down below in the comments down below. It was awesome hanging with you as usual. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you all next week. Talk to you soon.